Hello, welcome. We're going to have a quick... I'm running this in administrator mode. Now, you would have seen yesterday a trial. I'm going to call this a trial, the 1930s Wrestling Episode 1, a trial. For whatever reason, it hasn't recorded or edited properly, so I'm going to just see if Shotcut was closed for whatever reason. But yeah, so this was a trial episode, 1930s. I have gone through the history of television networks, broadcasting networks, on Wikipedia just a minute ago to look at when BBC first came about, when television came about. Now, television, late 50s was when television became big, but it looks like the 1930s, prior to the war, there was BBC News, and BBC had television with cameras and stuff. So in about 1936, they started broadcasting for the first time. So BBC will come about 1936, and you might see wrestling promoters use it. But if they do, that's fair enough. We'll use it when it's available. We're not doing anything to do with the radio. The radio's channels have been taken off this because it didn't happen. So yeah, I'll see you guys once I've set this up. But it's a new series, and it's going to be ERP again, and hopefully what I've started, where this is now within the game, it hopefully has fixed the bug. But I'll see you guys once ERP is set up, when we start hiring some of the wrestlers. Or, no, actually, I'll see you when we have the first episode ready. Thanks for watching. I'll see you with the first episode of ERP 1930s Wrestling, Episode 2. Welcome. You probably saw in the first part of this, I mentioned this is Episode 2 and we're restarting the series. You're not even going to see Episode 1, so this, technically speaking, is Episode 1. But yeah, everything sticks about the history and stuff. I have picked, it is a local to Globe episode, but because I have tried to do this now, I've tried to do 3. I've done WCW, I've put time and effort into this 4 times, and I now think I'm going to find a way around the crash, hopefully. Hasn't crashed yet. I would have had a lot more recorded if the computer hadn't decided to start flipping updating, which took about 2 hours to do. But yeah, so we are in a New York-based company. We're not going to sell out the venue, but our home from home for now, while we grow and become a big company, is Manhattan Center. It obviously was open during this time. All of these rooms, are open. These are set. I've checked this. The Yankee Stadium, the 1923 Yankee Stadium, of course, all this is open. Everything from every single TV company, I have checked every single TV company today. I've gone through all of the broadcasting setups. I've gone through all the wrestlers. Everything has been checked by me that I've put into this database, put in previews. So everything will turn up as it would during history. So 1936, BBC television will turn up in England, and so on and so forth. And as things start turning up, you might see wrestling companies start using it. But at the moment, in 1933, I've even deleted the radio because I found the radio a bit like, what? We've got radio? But anyway, let's go on with our first show, shall we? Shouldn't be too bad. In about a decent wrestling little heat, Myers McLean defeated Billy Wolf in 10:15 by pinfall. Myers McLean 51, Billy Wolf 25. Billy Wolf in performance. Average, amateur style, below average. Some sections of the card were unhappy the matches wasn't more physically intense. Right. Let's go back. Let's have a look into that, shall we? Thank you, Elwood. Let's hope that I saved the game. Yes, I did. I always save it before I run the shows, in case we get an issue like this. Production. Data check. The product with this means 50 or 60 intensity. Okay. Alright, we'll go first. Is it going to be 60-60? Alright. There we go then. That's what the issue was. I didn't notice that last time I played the game. Anyway, wasn't the match wasn't formed? Is it? Right. What is? I know what's happened there. Right. What we're gonna have to do, if I'm honest, is go into product, change it by hand, like that. Data check, save, and then we're gonna have to. I'm gonna do this on camera. So yeah, what this series is about bringing you closer to the business. Bringing you closer to history of wrestling. WWF, New Japan. We of course even in the 1970 series we're doing is New Japan isn't open yet. New Japan isn't. We haven't even got to that yet in the Ring of Honor series. New Japan isn't open. If you watch the update video, you'll know who owns that company now. I kind of gave it away in that. But yeah, I want to stick, I'm not too bothered about, kayfabe and stuff. I'm not going to let you know, too much about the company. You obviously know that this is, EPR is, the owner's name. as promotions. And as the years go on, I might go, I've looked at why am I doing that? I could do that, to be honest, not bother. But what I've gone and done, I'm a promoter. I'm changing history. I'm bringing in tag team wrestling as a part of my promotion before it was popular, a popular thing in America. None of the other companies I've looked have, singles matches on 100%. They don't have any tag team wrestling on their, schedule. So as the more modern companies come in, and I have to change Jim Pocket Promotions at some point as well. Probably about the 1940s I'll do that. But this series is all about, traveling through the history of wrestling from the 30s when, it was starting to head more towards the, this sort of more theatrical stuff that was going on. He's our most popular wrestler, by the way. He is here on a 2-year deal. He's on the next version, so he was willing to work for us. He is our most popular wrestler at an ATB, and I absolutely adore him as a worker. And if I can keep him here in the company on a permanent basis after this, will try. But yeah, let's go on with the show then. In about that Subpar Wrestling Little Heat, Marcus McLean defeated Billy Wolf in 9:40 by pinfall. Marcus McLean 45, Billy Wolf 21. Billy Wolf in performance. Mize McLean football player, crossover gimmick average, amateur star wrestler gimmick average. Next segment. In a pool match, Floyd Marshall and Silverdale Forest defeated Al Fresher and Abe Rothberg in 10:04, and Floyd Marshall defeated Al Fresher by pinfall. I'm not going to go through all the gimmicks. 21, Salvador 21, Floyd 38, Abe Rothberg 17, Al Fresher 30, Al Fresher and Techno. All the gimmicks are doing quite well. 38 plus for the company. We did do well. We got 819 in the Manhattan, so when I was only expecting 600, so we might be able to make some money from this. In a pool match, Paul Murdoch defeated Sheikh Ali in 11:53 by pinfall. Paul Murdoch wins the Intercontinental Championship title. Paul Murdoch 38, Sheikh Ali 28. Paul Murdoch amateur style, most very good. Blue blood Persian, low average. Sheikh Ali improved in performance, 35E plus. If you watched if you got to see all the other series I didn't delete, then you would know full well that Sheikh Ali is one of my favourite wrestlers in this. In a decent match, Andy Brown defeated Martino Angelo in 9:48 by pinfall. Andy Brown 43, Martino Angelo 51. If you want to see the gimmicks, are there. Some of them are going to be awful. In a good match, Mike Ramona and Leo McGurk defeated Colkin McKee and Johnny Plummer in 9:45, and Mike Romano defeated Colic McKee by pinfall. 61C. Jeez. Leo McGee's 59, Mike Romero 70, Johnny Plummer 42, Colin McGee 51. Colin McGee in performance and Leroy McGonick Rumble. 61C. Beautiful. In about Fantasy and Good Wrestling, Jesse James defeated Jim Henry in 12:08 by pinfall. Jim Henry 66, Jesse James 49. His debut at Space Henry is Jeff Visby towering, no work appearance. I need to work with Jesse James, 654C minus. He's not going to be here very often anyway. In about Fantasy and Good Wrestling, Vernon Beedlove defeated Al Eustace in 11:44 by pinfall. Vernon Beedlove 56, Al Eustace 57. No work appearance, legit hooker, both of them not doing that well. In an exceptional match, Bay Cadcock defeated Bonnie Moore in 11:46 by from the handful of tights. Bonnie Moore 72, Bay Cadcock 65. No work appearance. C plus. And our main event gets an 82B. In an exceptional match, Henry DeGleen defeated Bill Curry in 24:48 by pinfall. Henry DeGleen wins the World Championship. Henry DeGleen 86, Bill Curry 72. No work appearance. XFL retreated. So yeah, I love the look of Bill Curry. He looks amazing, and Henry DeGleen I love anyway. That's 82B in the show on a 76B minus. Did I mention that Paul Murdoch is your in that Sheikh Ali match? And Paul Murdoch, who I always have on my roster, Paul Murdoch won the Intercontinental title. I'll see you guys in January when we'll start doing a weekly wrestling show from the Manhattan Center, as well as our live wrestling, which is our monthly one. We'll see you in January when we'll start all that up. Thank you for watching. Welcome back. I want you to be a bit of part of this. So yeah, I know we only just started, but Company of the Year is Federation Faster to Catch Professional, 1993. Match of the Year was Gus Killing defeating Jim Londus. Show of the Year was this Major Monthly Wrestling. Max Casson was the year thing. Announcer of the Year was Ref of the Year. Then we've got all these wrestling reports. But yeah, what I want to see. We made a 14 grand loss, but we've still got 35,000. Well, bloody hell, we're going to have to upgrade. Especially if we're going to start doing monthly shows. I think if we start doing a monthly show... Right, this is on a Thursday. I do believe at work Thursday week 3, no one works Tuesdays or Thursdays. So that's actually on a Tuesday. So every week on a Thursday. So weekly, Monday, weekly on a Thursday. 2 hours. Just now, EPR Wrestling Performance. Also, weekly wrestling show. There we go. Just need a little bit. There you go. All-Star Weekly Wrestling Show. Probably spelled weekly wrong, but there you go. 2 hours every Thursday. And if not everyone's available, it doesn't matter. We'll see you guys for All-Star Wrestling Weekly this coming Thursday. Thank you for watching this quick brief interlude. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hey, no the giggles in the car now. We've got 991 people. We nearly have sold out the Manhattan Center in our first year, which was bound to happen with the show we're running. In a decent match, Al Frisker defeated Laurie McGurk in 9:59 by penalty flying tackle. Al Frisker 34, Laurie McGurk 52. No occurrence. Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, that this is during the era where wrestling was going from the more legitimate style of sport to the scripted, choreographed stuff we know and love today. TV wasn't around, sadly. I would love to go on TV right now. But yeah, we've got some big stuff going on. We have got storylines. But we've got our first ever... But in action, we've got our first ever history-making wrestling match. Because in 1934, this wasn't a thing until 1940s, I've read. So, 1930s, we're doing tag team wrestling, and we've got our first ever history-making match, because it's the first ever in the history of wrestling in this universe, the 6-man tag. In a poor match, Johnny Plummer, Sheik Ma'ali, Abe Rothberg defeated Paul Murdoch, Silverdale Flores, and Billy Wolf in 11:51 when Johnny Plummer defeated Billy Wolf by pinball. Abe Rothberg was the weakness through House of Influence. He is rubbish, but he's good. Billy Wolf 30, Silverdale Flores 31, Paul Murdoch 41, Abe Rothberg 18, Sheik Ma'ali 33, Johnny Plummer 42. Paul Murdoch are flying, Sheik Ma'ali and Rumble and Technical now. Give this guy a chance. Abe Rothberg is shit to start off with. Once we get to about June, he'll start picking up and really starting to shovel out those good matches. But yes, so at the moment we've got an Intercontinental storyline. I will be announcing that right now for you guys on the EPR Live Wrestling, which is our big 3-hour live event at the end of the month. It will be, if I can find the wrestlers. Where is he? It's going to be Paul Murdoch, and he is feuding with Johnny Plummer. Okay, I was expecting a giggle there because she normally lost a Big Daddy. But I got a 361, so I can't complain. Some good improvements. Let's go on. Oh, a 68C plus, an exceptional match. Bill Curry defeated Vernon Breedlove in 10:20 by pinfall. 10:21. Vernon Breedlove 55, Bill Curry 79. Why is she trying to touch my arse? Work improvements. 68C plus. No work improvements. 68C plus. Not too bad. In a battle of good wrestling, Great Heat and Good Wrestling, Colin McKee and Jim Henry defeat Jesse James and Mike Romero in 8:11 when Jim Henry defeated Jesse James by pinfall. Mike Romero 57, Jesse James 49, Jim Henry 66 and Colin McKee 50. Mike Romero flying and Jim Henry in technical 60C. Not bad. In a battle for Good Heat and Decent Wrestling, Ollie Allen East Trace defeat Floyd Marshall in 10:08 by pinfall. Floyd Marshall 37, Alan East Trace 59, no work wins 53C minus. In a good match, Bonnie Marr and Martin Angelo defeat Andy Brown and Miles McLean in 13:24 when Bonnie Marr defeat Andy Brown by pinfall. Bonnie Marr carried the match to his ring forks. Martio Angelo 50, Bonnie Marr 71, Miles McLean 49, Andy Brown 45, no work wins 60C. Nice match. And in our main event of the evening, which gets another amazing score. In an exceptional match, Henry DeGlane, who I cannot do promos with, which I wanted to, but he speaks French. And nobody in America talks French. Defeat Babe Cadcock in 25-24 by pinfall when Henry DeGlane makes defense number 1 of his World Championship. Henry DeGlane, Babe Cadcock 58, Henry DeGlane 86, Babe Cadcock, or Caddock, something Cad. It's really trying towards the end. Next segment. After the match, Henry DeGane is celebrating his title, and the fans are celebrating his win. They're like, "Yay, well done, Henry!" And then Bill Corey comes out and beats the living shit out of him. And that starts the storyline. And will very much to like the independent companies in, modern day wrestling, they will have an angle to end their show which wants you to come and watch the next show. Well, Henry DeGane has said that he will want to put his title on the line once again against the hardcore legend called Bill Corey. So we'll see that. We're going to end the show there. We get 73B minus. We're nearly sold out Hammerstein Ballroom, or it's not Hammerstein Ballroom, Manhattan Center. Let's see if we can actually sell out this venue at our next show. I'm going to go to the main screen, and I'm going to book up. I'm going to be announcing. I'll announce now that our main event of our next show is going to be Henry DeGane holding on to his championship as he will take on the team of Bonnie Ma and Baker Haddock and Bill Corey. Baker Haddock and Bill Corey are going to tag up against Henry DeGane and Bonnie Ma. That will be your main event on the next episode. I'll see you for that in a bit. Welcome back to AEPR. There's the AEW then, but that's a totally different promotion. That's what I'm watching on the phone. Yeah, the first ever episode of Dynamite is beyond me now. I ain't watching to see it. In the Battle Dynamic Cheat and Tell Wrestling, Abe Rothberg defeats Salvador Flores in 7:55 by pinfall. Abe Rothberg 17, Salvador Flores 31. Salvador Flores in Rumble. 900 people tonight at Manhattan Center, 901. That's because our biggest star is not here, and I'm peed off about it. In addition match, Paul Murdoch defeated Andy Brown in 9:38 by pinfall. Paul Murdoch makes defense number 1 of his Intercontinental Championship title. Andy Brown 42, Paul Murdoch 41, no work in Primps 42D. After the match, Paul Murdoch celebrating his victory in the ring when Johnny Plummer runs in and attacks, beating Murdoch down to the mat. And then after that, in a decent match, Marty Angelo defeats Johnny Plummer in 7:45 by pinfall following interference from Paul Murdoch. My Angelo 42, Johnny Plummer 44, no work in Primps 42D. Building up that feud. In a decent match, Laurie McGurkin and Billy Wolf defeat Abe Rothberg and Il Flash in 7:39 when Laurie Milken defeat Il Flash by pinfall. I don't know why Abe Rothberg was in this match. Billy Wolf 33, Laurie McGurk 55, Il Flash 34, Abe Rothberg 20. Il Flash in Rumble, Billy Wolf in Performance. I ain't going to go back and change it. 42D. Don't know why Abe Rothberg was in there. In a decent match, Sheik Mali defeat Jesse James 7:42 by pinfall, legally using the ropes for leverage. Sheik Mali 36, Jesse James 53, Sheik Mali proving technical 48D+. In above a good heat and decent wrestling, Alan Eustace defeated Floyd Marshall in 8:03 by pinfall. Floyd Marshall 35, Alan Eustace 61, no work for 53 C-. In the next session match, Bonnie Ma defeated Bill Corey in 14:35 by pinfall. Bonnie Ma got a 73, Bill Corey in 80. We had a tag match planned, but I didn't go ahead because of someone being out. 75B-. And above a fantasy and good wrestling, Jim Henry defeated Vernon Beadlove in 28:09 by from the handful of tights. Jim Henry 62, Vernon Beadlove 48, no work of Brims 59C. That's where we end tonight's show with 60C, increase our popularity in one region. We'll see you guys next week when hopefully our world champion will be back and we'll be able to do that tag match. It's our final weekly show before we go live for our big monthly 3-hour spectacular. This is, of course, Elwood Rigby Promotions. It's 776 of the Manhattan Center. Can we just start the bloody venue, for God's sake? With a decent match, Salvador Flores, Billy Wolf, and Paul Murdoch defeat Abe Rothberg, Mars, Mutt Lane, and Johnny Plum in 13:25. When Paul Murdoch defeated Abe Rothberg by pinfall, Abe Rothberg was weak link. Johnny Plummer 43, Myers, McLean 49, Abe Rothberg 22, Paul Murdoch 39, Billy Wolf 33, and Salvador Flores 33. Abe Rothberg in Performance 41D. See, he's improving. In this match, Sheik Ali defeated Marto Angelo in 12:26 by pinfall. Martino Angelo 54, Sheik Ali 36, no work appearance 48D. In above fantasy and good wrestling, Jesse James defeated Jim Henry in 8:15 by pinfall. Jim Henry had in-ring performance of 59, Jesse James 53, no work appearance 58C-. In above fantasy and good wrestling, Vernon Breedlove defeated Alan Eustace In 15-13 by pinfall, Alien Instance 58, Vernon Beadle 53. No work for 65C minus. And in our main event, the next sectional match, Bunny Mill and Henry DeGlane drew with Bill Corey and Babe Caddock in 25-19 following a double disqualification. Henry DeGlane 86, Bunny Mill 71, Babe Caddock 63, Bill Corey 79. No agreements. I'm going to add this to the matchup lineup for next Tuesday's big event as Babe Caddock will take on Bunny Mill in action. I don't know why this wasn't the main event. In about a good heat and decent wrestling, Andy Brown, Al Fresco, and Tori Murphy defeated Mike Morero, Louis McGurk, and Floyd Marshall in 11-49 when Andy Brown defeated Louis McGurk by pinfall. Floyd Marshall 44, Louis McGurk 54, Mike Romero 64, Tori Mackie 45, Al Fresco 34, and Andy Brown 41. Floyd Marshall improving in technical. That's the end of the show. 57C minus increased our popularity in one region. It probably got a better rating if I hadn't put that there. It was. But there you go. These things happen. We'll see you for the big show in a few days' time. Hello and welcome to our big monthly spectacular. And guess what, guys? We have sold out the Manhattan Center here tonight as we present EPR Live Wrestling. In about a decent match of the crowd, the subpar wrestling Abe Rothberg defeated Jesse James in 10-11 by pinfall. I'm going to turn the dirt streets off so I don't use it. Jesse James 46, Abe Rothberg 20. No records 33 E+. In a decent match, Salvador Flores defeated Billy Wolf and Mars McLean and Sheik Ma'ali in 15-29 when Salvador Flores defeated Sheik Ma'ali by pinfall. Mars McLean carried the match in terms of ring performance. Mars McLean sustained a broken foot. Billy Wolf 36, Salvador Flores 32, Sheik Ma'ali 38, Mars McLean 51. Billy Wolf in performance 44D. Yeah, thank you, Orville Brown. In a decent match, El Fresh defeated Floyd Marshall in 14-54 by pinfall the flying tackle. Floyd Marshall 40, Eli Fresh 32. No work convergence of 38D minus. Most matches will go for 15 to 20 minutes. In a decent match, Paul Murdoch defeated Johnny Plummer in 1945 by pinfall. Paul Murdoch makes defense number 2 of his Intercontinental Championship title. Johnny Plummer 33. Paul Murdoch 42, no work for him, so I'm going to probably get a message saying I need to think you need to book Johnny Plummer a bit smarter. In a decent match, Martino Angelo defeated Andy Brown in 15-02 by pinfall. Andy Brown 39, Marty Angelo 51. Andy Brown in performance 48D+. Let me scratch my arm. In above a fantastic and great wrestling, Alan Eustace defeated Mike Romero in 15-17 by pinfall. Mike Romero 58, Alan Eustace 57, 59C. In above a great heat in decent wrestling, Laurie McGurk defeated Tori Miyako in 15-10 by pinfall. Tori Miyako 45, Laurie McGurk 54. No work. One of our wrestlers is injured, so he's the most popular guy we can hire for one night only at the moment. So that's what we did for tonight, 52D+. So everybody who's on the main roster gets to wrestle. In above a fantastic heat and good wrestling, Jim Henry defeated Vernon Breedlove in 15-13 by pinfall. Jim Henry 60, Vernon Breedlove 47. No work performance. Jim Henry slowed by his injury, 57C minus. In an exceptional match, Bonnie Marr defeated Babe Caddock in 21-49 by pinfall. Babe Caddock 61, Bonnie Marr 69. No work improvements, 67C+. And in an exceptional match, Henry DeGlane defeated Bill Corey in 24-52 by pinfall. Henry DeGlane makes defense number 2 of his World Championship title. Bill Corey 75, Henry DeGlane 85, no weapon 79B. But in the show there was 73B minus. I'm going to be giving out some speeches to Henry DeGlane, Bill Corey, and of course Bonnie Marr. Praised. And I'll see you guys live on Thursday with more wrestling. Thank you for watching. Hello and welcome to. Is this going to keep recording? Because it's already done this to me once. It's my second time recording this episode part. So yeah, in a decent match, Johnny Plummer defeated Paul Murdoch in 14-33 by pinning a handful of tights. Johnny Plummer 39, Paul Murdoch 43. No opposed 42D. Nice way to open. I'm going to check we're still bloody recording. because I've already recorded this episode, don't have to back out quick because you guys didn't get to see anything happen. Next week on All-Star Weekly Wrestling, Sheik Ma'Ali gets a shot at Paul Murdoch's beautiful, beautiful title, and Johnny Plummer, I'll save that in, and then Johnny Plummer will be in action as well next week as he will take on Martino Angelo. Those two wrestlers I've just mentioned, Martin Angelo and Sheik Ma'ali, are not on tonight's show because I've used as little wrestlers as I can for these weekly shows, which I was meant to do, and so I can do longer matches. As you can see, a 14:33 by pinfall tights. There's no work improvements, but 42D, can't complain. In About Fantasy and Great Wrestling, Babe Caddock defeated Mark Marrero 15:02 by pinfall. Babe Caddock is 63, Mark Marrero 58. No work improvements of 63C. Not bad. In About a Great Heat and Decent Wrestling, Jesse James defeated Jim Henry in 15:12 by pinfall. Jim Henry 60, Jesse James 45. No work improvements. 55C minus. Not bad. I'm going to check on recording still. I don't want to lose this. In About Fantasy and Good Wrestling, Vernon Breedlove defeated Alan Houston to 15:22 by submission. Alan Houston 60, Vernon Breedlove 47. No work improvements. 54C minus. Not bad. And in your main event, in About Fantasy and Great Wrestling, Henry DeGlane defeated Andy Brown in 25:06 by pinfall. Henry DeGlane makes defense number 3 of his World Championship title. Andy Brown 38, Henry DeGlane 86. Andy Brown in performance, but he's also sustained a displaced radial head fracture. Ouch. 23B minus. Yeah, thank you, Orville. It didn't happen in the first run. And then Henry DeGlane celebrates victory and Bull Corey runs in, beating DeGlane to match that didn't do as well as it did the time before. We've got the same rating, a 69C, increased our popularity. We sold out the Hammerstein Ballroom. What more do you want? I'll see you guys in a week's time when we get to February. This is kicking off. Tonight we was expecting only 1,900 people, but we have sold out this new venue at the Torquedo Theatre. We are now a regional company. I can't remember what the one in the middle is. No. National's a bit bigger in it, but yeah. Anyway, we're regional. Now we are a regional company, which means we have got some of the most popular wrestlers in the wrestling world at the moment because of the size of the companies contracted to tonight's company. You're going to get to see them live in the main event and throughout the evening. But a terrible match. Billy Wolf and Salvador Flores defeat Abe Rothberg and Sheik Ma'ali in 11:49 when Billy Wolf defeated Sheik Ma'ali by pinfall. Salvador Flores 33, Billy Wolf 34, Sheik Ma'ali 33, Abe Rothberg 25. No occurrence. Just a nice way to open up the night. In a decent match, Paul Murdoch defeated Johnny Plummer in 15:03 by pinfall. He makes match number 4 of the Intercontinental title. Johnny Plummer 41, Paul Murdoch 43. No occurrence 43D. In a decent match, Jim Henry defeated Floyd Marshall in 11:35 by pinfall. Jim Henry 62, Floyd Marshall 39. No occurrence 55C minus. In a decent match, Mike Herrera and Amato defeated Myers McLean and Il Flisher in 15:07. When Mark Romero defeated Micus McLean by pinfall. In terms of Mark Romero will turn short the maps. Al Fletcher was the weak link to go something out by everyone else. Al Fletcher 32. Myers McLean 50. Martino Angelo 50. And Mark Romero 64. Al Fletcher in performance 55C minus. Not bad. Is that red? No, it's yellow. What's going on? Yeah, we are recording. So why is that yellow and not red? No, my device needs to be stopped with being stopped. Okay. Well, there it is. Can I have that on there, please? Thank you. That's where I like it, and I can see what's going on then. There we go. Anyway, yeah, 68C plus for this match. A good match. Baker had on Vic Christie, who's one of our new stars, defeated Jesse James and Laurie McGurk in 14:59. But Vic Christie defeated Laurie McGurk by pinfall. In terms of work, Vic Christie potential to nuts. Vic Christie 80. Baker out 62, Laurie McGurk 53, Jesse James 49, no work appearance. David East football star gimmick as a heel, 68C plus. In about decent wrestling, Great Heat and decent wrestling, Vernon Breedlove defeated Alan Eustace in 14:55 by pinfall. Alan Eustace 51, Vernon Breedlove 50, Alan Eustace in performance 51D plus. Not a good. Even the world title isn't on the line in the main event tonight because of how big some of these matches are we've got coming up. In the next section match, Ed Don George defeated Bonnie Marr in 15:27 by pinfall. Ed Don George 88, Bonnie Marr 67. He's debuted his amateur style average. No work promotes an 82B for that one. In the next session match, Henry DeGlane defeated Bill Curry in 24, 5th, 39 by pinfall. Henry DeGlane makes defense number 5 of his World Championship title. Bill Curry 77, Harry DeGlane 86. Bill Curry in performance 78B. He's now a mid-carder because of the signs, but 78B for that is not bad. Henry DeGlane is celebrating his victory in the ring when Man Mountain Dean runs in and attacks him, beating DeGlane down to the back. Man Mountain Dean has debuted his overside wrestler gimmick in his reign of average. I guess an 80B. That is the new world title storyline. We will get into their match in a little bit after tonight's main event. In the next social match, Man Mountain Dean defeated Joe Stretch 15-20 by pivotal release, German suplex. Joe Stretch 89, Man Mountain Dean 71. Joe Stretch legit and hooker average 72B minus. And in above had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, Jim Londes defeated Ed the Strangler Lewis in 29-52 by pin for the airplane slam. These are two of the most popular people in this era, and I'm great to have them on board. 83B+. Ed the Strangler Lewis debuted his legit hooker gimmick, and it's rated great. Jim Londes has debuted the Golden Greek gimmick, which got us rated very good. Ed the Strangler Lewis for 96, Jim Londes 97. And on EPR Live Tour, which is coming up, it's held every week on the Tuesday, which is our newest thing we're going to be doing. You're going to get to see this match happen. It's going to be Man Mountain Dean and Ed the Strangler Lewis taking on the team of Jim Londes and our world champion. For some reason he's down here in the upper mid-card scene. But that is going to be your main event for the first EPR Live Tour. With an 83B. We're going to end the show there with an 80B+. That is the sort of wrestling you want to see. And now we've got some big names on the company. You're going to see wrestling like this. And this is going to help us grow the company up as we start. And as we head towards the TV era, we should be at a wise position once TV companies start appearing for us to get on TV quite easily when they start coming in. But yes, that was a brilliant show. Our best show we've done so far. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for our first edition of our live tour. Thanks for watching. What happens when you go live every week with a touring show? You get ERP wrestling. Right. Each week you're going to get 2 episodes of this in the same day, 1 at 12, which will lead you up from, we'll go from January all the way up to till June and to June, and then we have July to December and beginning in January. And we'll get TV channels and then we'll change it again. But in a good match, Mike Romero defeated Jim Henry in 1506 by pinfall. Mark Romero 57, Jim Henry 62. Once again, we're sold out of the Torpedo Theatre, 61C, not bad. In the battle of great heat and decent wrestling, Alan Euston's defeated Vernon Breedlove in 1507 by pinfall. Alan Euston 56, Vernon Breedlove 46. No work for us, 54C minus. In the battle of good wrestling and decent wrestling crowd, Babe Caddock defeated Laurie McGurkin in 11:31 by pinfall. Babe Caddock 66, Laurie McGurkin 58. No work improvements, but these two have excellent chemistry in their performance, 64C. In a decent match, Johnny Plummer defeated Jesse James in 14:59 by pinfall. Johnny Plummer 38, Jesse James 47, Jesse James in performance, 45D. In the exceptional match, Vic Christie defeated Bonnie Marr in 20 minutes 24 by pinfall. Bonnie Marr 69, Vic Christie 78. No work improvements, 76B minus. In an exceptional match, Joe Stretcher defeated Ed Don George in 1948. Ed Don George 90, Joe Stretcher 84. No work improvements, 1948. 81B. And in the exceptional match, Ed the Strangler Lewis and Man Mountain Dean defeated Henry DeGlane and Jim Londes in 29:53. When Ed the Strangler Lewis defeated Jim Londes by pinfall, Man Mountain Dean was a weakness through house performance. Jim Londes 97, Henry DeGlane 86, Man Mountain Dean 76, and Ed the Strangler Lewis 96. Now, next week on the ERP live tour, we're going to be taking this company to another new level. There's Ed the Strangler Lewis, Ed Don George, with alongside Jim Londes, Joe Stretcher, and Man Mountain Dean over on that side. We'll be taking on the team of Henry DeGlane, Jim Londes, Joe Stretch, and so there you go. That's next week's main event. We're going to end the show there. Another sold out crowd, which is good. 77B, we'll see you guys live here once again next week for another edition of ERP Live Tour. Welcome. It is a new day, a new dawn, a new life for me. Right, I just need to do something quickly. Now I know that we're recording. Yes, it's there. Awesome. Now, that's the 922 one. That's all that's being done. Because it decided it's going to record and then stop straight away. It does this sometimes, and it causes me major issues. Tonight we make our debut in New England. I've decided now we're at that size where we need to start expanding our horizons. We can get 350 people. So ERP live every couple of weeks. Our big events each month will happen in our home region, but you know, two of these are EPR live tour match events will happen in New England each month. But in a good match, Jim Henry defeated Laurie McGurk in 15:23 by pinfall. Jim Henry 68, Laurie McGurk 55. No work for him, 65C to open up the night. Not bad. I don't think one of the matches is going to do that tonight. In the battle of decent wrestling below heat, Paul Murdoch and Floyd Marshall defeated Eli Fish and Mize McLean in 14:37. When Paul Murdoch defeated Eli Fish by pinfall, Eli Fish was the weak link. Mize McLean 50, Eli Fish 33, Floyd Marshall 43, and Paul Murdoch 47. No weapons. The Intercontinental storyline, Championship storyline has come to start advance with this. If I put my teeth in this morning before I started recording, I would have been fine. But yes, Mize McLean and Paul Murdoch will be meeting on this coming Thursday's EPR All-Star Wrestling. 4060, not bad. In a battle for fantasy in good wrestling, Bunny Marr defeated Alan Eustace in 15:04 by pinfall. Ali Eustace 61, Bunny Marr 68, no opponents. By the way, guys, I'm not going to be keeping this as E-Wood Big B Promotions. When we start getting into the 1960s and, you know, that sort of era, 50s, 60s, near late 50s, it will change into probably TNA or, you know, another name entirely with proper, you know, title bouts and stuff to 7C plus. But during this, which will be a subsidy of Eli Rigby Promotions. With 6-7C plus for this match, in Battle Fantasy and Good Wrestling, Bunny Marr defeated Ali Houston to 14:04 by pinfall. Ali Houston 61, Bunny Marr 68, worker groups, none. I might have gone for that 6-7C plus, but yeah, that's kind of where the company will go. But for now, it's 1934. Eelwood, Rigby Promotions is fine. In above a decent match, crowd was Sub Wrestling. Abe Rothberg defeated Mike Romero in 15:55. Abe Rothberg 15, Mark Romero 58. No reference. I knew he wouldn't do that well in this match because we haven't built him up over here. He's an unknown here. No one knows who this guy is, you know. We ain't got TV, sadly. In about Fantastic Heat and Great Wrestling, Vernon Breedlove defeated Vic Christie in 14:40 by submission. Vic Christie 81, Vernon Breedlove 52, no weapon 69C plus. And then in an exceptional match, Man Mountain Dean, Ed Don George, and Ed the Strangler Lewis defeated Jim Lundis, Jay Stretch, and Henry DeGlane in 24:37, where Man Mountain Dean defeated Henry DeGlane illegally using the ropes for leverage by pinfall. Ed the Strangler Lewis 96, Ed Don George 92, Man Mountain Dean 75, Henry DeGlane 79, Jay Stretch 92, Jim Lundis 97. Jim Lundis in performance and Ed Don Jean in flying. Even bloody Ed Don George is getting flipping high ratings. But All-Star Wrestling is coming up, and the tour for the worry is now for EPR for wrestling fans. They know that Man Mountain Dean, after tonight, even if he used the ropes for leverage, he pinned the champion. That means he gets a shot. Can he beat Henry DeGlane, Heinrich DeGlane, at All-Star Wrestling on Thursday? Well, you're going to have to join us and find out. We increased our popularity in one region. Yay, it worked. I will see you guys for All-Star Wrestling. It's going to be a bigger, badder ass show. Hello and welcome back. We are wrestling. We are 2,145 people at the Torquedo Theatre tonight. Oh, sorry about that. I'm still waking up, guys. Leave me alone. In this match, Kylotkin, McKee, and Vic Christie defeat Gentleman Jim Lewis and Toots Esto in 9:43, and Colin McKee defeat Gentleman Jim Lewis by a pin for the headbutt. These two on one night and only. Toots Esteem 29, Gentleman Jim Lewis 28, Vic Christie 78 with Colin McKee 45. Toots Esteem, proving technical performance. You are hired. 55C minus. You are getting a permanent contract after tonight, so expect to see him on a few more shows. In about a decent wrestling, but don't have much heat. Paul Murdoch defeated Miles McLean in 15:08 by pinfall. Paul Murdoch makes defense number 5 of the Intercontinental Championship title. Miles McLean 45, Paul Murdoch 52. No work appearance. 51D plus. In the Paul match, Sheik Ali and Abe Rothberg defeated Floyd Marshall and Lloyd McGurk in 12:43, and Sheik Ali defeated Lloyd McGurk by pinfall. Turns of Lloyd McGurk was 10 times the notes. Abe Rothberg was weak link. Abe Rothberg 25, Sheik Ali 34, Lloyd McGurk 56, Floyd Marshall 45. Floyd Marshall in performance. 46D, not bad. My voice is going. In a poor match, Salvador Flores defeated Johnny Plummer in 13:52 by pinfall. Salvador Flores 28, Johnny Plummer 41. No work appearance, 37D minus. In a decent match, Martino Angelo defeated Jim Henry in 14:4 by pinfall. Jim Henry 63, Martino Angelo 50. No work appearance, 59C. In a decent match, Eli Fish defeated Mike Rivera in 14:50 by pinfall flying tackle. Eli Fish sustained a tough toe. Eli Fish 35, Mark Romero 59. No appearance. 52D plus. In about a great heat and good wrestling, Alan Eustace defeated Bonnie Marr in 15:01 by pinfall. Alan Eustace 54, Bonnie Marr 73. No appearance, 68C plus. In a good match, Jesse James defeated Bill Curry in 15:30 by pinfall. Jesse James 47, Bill Curry 81. No appearance, 70C plus. In an exception match, Ed Don George defeated Joe Stretch in 20:40 by pinfall. Ed Don George 91, Joe Stretch 82. No work comparison at ATB, not bad. In above a great heat and decent wrestling, Babe Caddock defeated Vernon Beadlove in 14:39 by pinfall. Vernon Beadlove 47, Babe Caddock 61. No work comparison, 55C minus. In an exception match, Ed the Strangler Lewis defeated Jim Londus in 25:07 by submission and headlock sleeper after blatantly cheating. Ed the Strangler Lewis at 86, Jim Londus 95, sustained a collar fracture. Oh, great. Jim Londus in performance, 79B. Thank you, Orville. In an exception match, Man Mountain Dean defeated Henry DeGlane in 24:39 by pinfall with the Northern Lights suplex. Man Mountain Dean wins the World Championship title. Man Mountain Dean 74, Henry DeGlane 79. No approach 81B. We'll end the show there. And I'll be giving it to Ed the Strangler Lewis. I'll be giving it to Jim Londus because they are our top names. And I'm also going to be giving it to Man Mountain Dean tonight. For, he's won the title. And they all seem pleased. So I'll see you in a few days' time for our weekly show live from probably the same venue I was in tonight. I'll see you for that. APR live. When you want to book as much wrestling as possible, you fill up a night full of wrestling. And that is what I did. Tonight we are sold out for the first time at the Torquedo Theatre. That's EPR live tour being out by Overbury Promotions is live. In above a decent wrestling with a retreat, Paul Murdoch defeats Sheik Malley 14:55 by pinfall. He makes defense number 6 in the Intercontinental. Sheik Malley 36, Paul Murdoch 54. And as you can see, every time we're using Paul Murdoch, his popularity is going up and his performance is going up. The reason being is I want to get him to be a main eventer. He's my main event project. So is Sheik Malley, but I'm not working on him as much at the moment. 49D plus, not bad. After the match, Myers McLean runs in attack, beating Murdoch down to the mat, continuing their storyline. Might have thought of him a nice little difference angle. We've done it before, but we haven't done it for a few weeks, so there you go. 33 plus, not bad. In above our decent wrestling, but on retreat, Myers McLean, Abe Rothberg defeated Martino Angelo and Salvador Flores 11:55, and Abe Rothberg defeated Salvador Flores by pinfall. Abe Rothberg 28, Myers McLean 51, Salvador 38, Martin Angelo 52. No equipment. I'm going to have to make the decision. I've held on for long enough, and I think you fans are saying that he hasn't improved over the past few weeks, so therefore he is going to be released after tonight's show. He just isn't getting any better within his in-ring performances, and I've got too many heels anyway. So goodbye, Abe Rothberg. That was your final appearance for Ely Promotions. In a poor match, Johnny Plummer defeated Toots Est in 12:33 by pinfall. Toots Est 34, Johnny Plummer 38. No work performance, so that is why he is getting signed. 37D minus to get a similar, to Johnny Plummer is brilliant. In a decent match, Mike Moreira defeated Eli Flesh in 13:44 by pinfall. Eli Flesh 36, Mike Moreira 53. Mike Moreira in performance 48D+. In above a great wrestling and good heat, Bill Corey defeated Jesse James in 14:32 by pinfall. Jesse James 49, Bill Corey 82. Bill Corey in performance a 72B-. In above a decent wrestling, Floyd Marshall defeated Colin McKee in 15:19 by pinfall. Colin McKee 50, Floyd Marshall 41. No opponents 48D+. In above a great heat and decent wrestling, Vernon Beedlove defeated Elliot Euston in 15:05 by pinfall. Alan Euston's 55, Vernon Beedlove 50. No opponents 54C-. And in your main event for the first time ever in the history of wrestling, we have a 10-man, 8-man tag match. In the next session match, Henry DeGlane, Joe Stretch, Bonnie Martin, Jim Londis defeat Ed Don George, Man Mountain, Babe Caddock, and Vic Christie in 29:35, when Joe Stretch defeated Babe Caddock by pinfall. Right. Let's save. Let's go back. We need to edit that because that wasn't. I don't see what's going on with that. I don't know why that's there. That's what. Like, ugh. Right, we're just gonna look at the results. We ain't gonna go through too much. But what I am pissed off about is this is set as an all-out match. Modify. What? Yeah. No, all out. No. Go for a storytelling battle if you really want to do something like that game. Right, let's go through. Run the show. Save. Right, run the show. Yes. So we'll see what the results are the same. 48D+, 31E+, 48D+, 36D-. Oh, great. We've got an injury this time. 45D+. I can't remember what the original results are. 73B-. The matches ain't going to change because I ain't changed the results. 52D+. 52D+. That went down. I know that much. That's better. In the next session match, Henry DeGlane, Joe Stretch, Bonnie Martin, Jim Londis defeat Ed Don George, Man Mountain Dean, Babe Cadcock, and Vic Christie in 29:44, and Joe Stretch defeat Babe Cadcock by pinfall. Jim Londis 92, Bonnie Marr 64, Joe Stretch 81, Henry DeGlane 84, Vic Christie 76, Babe Cadcock 64, Man Mountain Dean, our new world champion, got a 71, and Ed Don George 82. Bonnie Marr in performance 78B, that is what I was expecting, and I don't know why they were set to go for an all-out belt, because that isn't the case. End the show. 73B-, increase our popularity in one region. I'll see you guys for a new edition of EPR Live Tour, this time from New England. Once again, we'll see you for that in just a few minutes. Welcome back, this is EPR Wrestling Weekly. So, these are going, this episode 1 or 2 will be going out on Monday. You'll be watching episode 1 now, about at 6 o'clock tonight, episode 2 will be going out. This is replacing WWE Weekly. I will be doing another weekly series on a Monday once I've got all this working and set up. I've decided that this is going to be replacing WWE Weekly a bit more than I thought it would. As I have said before, I'm going to split each year into 2 parts, episode 1 and 2. So the next episode will be 3 and 4, which will be the next 1935. As I said, this is going to go up till July. No matter how long it is, this is how I'm going to be doing it. Because 1934, you know, we've got to get into the TV eras before I change stuff around again. What I've decided I'm going to do is tomorrow you'll get episodes 3 and 4 at the same time as episodes 1 and 2, so you'll get 1934 and 1935. Next week you'll get 1936 and 1937, the week after, until TV comes about. And even then I'll still be doing 2 episodes a week of this because we're so far back in the past, it doesn't matter. You know, this is what we're looking at the moment. We've got Impact Wrestling Weekly for the 17th, Ring of Honor Local episode 1, episode 2, part 1, part 2. So you've got 3 episodes going out of Ring of Honor. You know, you would have known that already. Then you've got the Future Crazy Man Gaming going out on the 19th. On the same day as the 19th, you've got Impact Wrestling 1987 Season 2. You would have already watched all this because it's already gone. It's already been uploaded. But at the moment, I'm doing part 16 of episode 1. So I've got to sit down after I've recorded all these, and I've got to go into Shotcut and edit everything together and make it a nice, you know, fluid episode for you guys. So it's hard. It is fun work. And I'm quite a few weeks ahead. Once I get into the swing of this, these don't take long to record. You can see I'm on the 14th. But for long as I get these done, you know, episode 1 done, and hopefully a bit of episode 2 done today, and then just continue to push through. This week we've got a lot to do. Like Wednesday, I'm not going to get any recording done, so I'm going to Grantham, and I've got weddings coming up and all sorts. But I'm going to get this done. I'm going to knuckle down and get these ready. If there's a week where there's no episodes out of anything, that's because I fucked up. But anyway, shall we get on with it? 2,530 people tonight at the Hammerstein Ballroom. In a pool match, Martiangelo and Salvador Flores defeat Al Flesh and Sheik Ali. In 9:37, Salvador Flores defeats Sheik Ali by pinfall. Let me go down. By pinfall, Martiangelo carried the turns of ring performance. Salvador Flores 33, Martiangelo 52, Sheik Ali 37, Eli Flesh 39, Martiangelo in performance 45D. In a pool match, Colic McKee defeated Clem Salvador in 7:37 by pinfall. Clem Salvador 29, Colin McKee 50, no opponents. He was here on a one-night deal anyway, doesn't really matter. In above a decent wrestling on the sheet, Johnny Plummer defeated Floyd Marshall in 12:26 by pinfall. Floyd Marshall 45, Johnny Plummer 41, no work pros 44D. In a decent match, Paul Murdoch defeated Myers McLean in 15:20 by pinfall. Paul Murdoch makes defense number 7 of these Intercontinental Championship. Myers McLean 53, Paul Murdoch 55, no work pros 56C minus. In a decent match, Laurie McGurk defeated Tori McKee in 12:43 by pinfall. Laurie McGurk 54, Tori McKee 41. No, Laurie McGurk in Rumble 51D plus. He's here on a one-night only deal. He is retiring at the moment as well, so we might bring him in once he's retired if he's going to be a road agent or something. In a rather good heat and decent wrestling, Jesse James defeated Bay Cadhock in 13:10 by pinfall. Bay Cadhock 60, Jesse James 48. Bay Cadhock in performance 67C minus. In an exceptional match, Joe Stretch defeated Bill Curry in 13:11 by pinfall. Joe Stretch 77, Bill Curry 64. Joe Stretch in Rumble 74B minus. In a decent match, Don George defeated Harry Carpuzzo in 8:01 by pinfall. Harry Carpuzzo 26, Ed Don George 90. Harry Carpuzzo in performance. I brought him in a one-night only deal to get squashed by Ed Don George. In about fantasy and decent wrestling, Alan Eustace defeated Jack Sherry in 13:01 by pinfall. Jack Sherry 70, Alan Eustace 46, no 1.63C. In an exceptional match, the mysterious man Mr. X defeated Bonnie Marr in 14:39 by pinfall, a handful of tights. Mr. X 89, Bonnie Marr 71, no work improvements. The man behind Mr. X. I'm really happy that I've decided I'm going to do 4 episodes because I'm loving this. And I really want to get to 1936 when BBC crops up. In a decent match, Andy Brown defeated Mark Romero in 12:44 by pinfall. Andy Brown 41, Mike Romero 63. Mike Romero in performance 12:44, 56C minus. And he's come back from injury. Welcome back. In above a good heat and decent wrestling, Jim Henry defeated Vernon Breedlove in 11:57 by pinfall. Vernon Breedlove 45, Jim Henry 55, Noah Quiz 52D plus. In an exceptional match, Jim Londos defeated Vic Christie in 19 minutes 53 by pinfall the aeroplane spin. Vic Christie 79, Jim Londos 90, Noah Quiz 80B. And in an exceptional match, Man Mountain Dean defeated Henry DeGlane in 30 minutes and 4 seconds by pinfall after using a foreign object. Man Mountain Dean makes advance number 2 of his World Championship title. Henry DeGlane 86, Man Mountain Dean 71, no work points an 81B. That's where we end tonight's show with a 78B. Beautifully done. Beautiful done. I'm going to give that to Jim Londos. I would give it to the Strangler, but he's not. He's injured at the moment, so we can't use him. He's injured. A few people are injured, but we're getting more faces coming in, so we should be back on track very soon. Team pleased. Awesome. I'll see you guys for EPR Wrestling Live Tour in a couple of days' time. Thank you. Hello. History's changing again. I have decided to bring back the radio shows. This is EPR's. Let's have a look. 1, 2. This is 17. We're going to be signing with a radio channel if we can. So we'll negotiate. Yes. The only one which we've got is this one. KNX Los Angeles. So there's a commercial, it's a radio, so we've got the things we need. So we're just going to put we're not going to do TV shows on there. I know some companies will. We're going to go for a late evening, late night time slot. Okay, we'll have to go for graveyard then. That means that Earl Rugby promotions are now being broadcast to the airwaves live. We'll see you for our first live radio broadcast with EPR Live Tour coming up in a few days' time. Something very odd's happened. And what I'm going to do to fix it is I'm going to go quiet. I'm not going to record the next month's worth of wrestling. I'm going to bring back Jack Sherry and Dr. X. And I'm just going to book up March on my own on the screen. And so you're going to miss the first few broadcasted episodes. But because of some reason the game's gone back to March. I haven't got a clue why. Or how. Either autosave is turned off. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into this. But I'm going to get through March and I'll join you guys back here like we were. Because we had March finished, but I'm going to make sure that everything runs as smoothly as it did in real life. So I'll see you back here, and we'll say the So I'm sorry about that, but that's all I can do. Whatever happened earlier on today has been fixed. I may have gone further than what I should have done, but a few things have changed because I did a system booker and didn't check on what's happening. So the only thing that's changed is Vic Christie is now your Intercontinental Champion. He took the belt from Paul Murdoch. Not bothered. That's not an issue. The only issue I have is Vic Christie is now injured for 28 more days. So I'm going to keep the belt on him. It just means he's not going to be on the screen for a while. Of course, we are live on the radio on KNX Los Angeles. Shall we get on with the show? In above it, Pro Wrestling a Little Heat, Toots SD defeated Il Flesh in 748 by pinfall. El Flesh 41, Toots SD 31. 2SD in performance, 40D minus. In a good match, Martino Angelo defeated Bill Curry in 13:44 by pinfall. Bill Curry 69, Martin Angelo 56. Martin Angelo in performance, a 66C plus. In an exceptional match, Don George and Mr. X defeat Jack Sherry and Bonnie Moore in 14:03, where Mr. X defeated Bonnie Mayo by pinfall. Bunny Mayo 72, Jack Sherry 81, Mr. X 85, Ed Don George 88. Jack Sherry in performance. There was the match deserved better colour commentary. Well, I can't do a lot about that. 74B minus. In a decent match, Paul Murdoch, who is no longer the world champion, defeated Jim Henry in 12:29 by pinfall. Jim Henry 62, Paul Murdoch 51. No opener 61C. In an exceptional match, Ed the Strangler Lewis defeated Joe Stretcher in 24 minutes 53 by pinfall. Ed the Strangler Lewis 96, Joe Stretcher 82. No work improvements. They ignore the colour commentary bit. And in an exceptional match, Man Mountain Dean defeated Jim Lundus in 28 minutes and 8 seconds by pinfall, illegally using the ropes for leverage. Man Mountain Dean makes defense number 2 of his World Championship title. Jim Lundus 96, Man Mountain Dean 68. No work improvements. We'll see you guys again. We'll end the show there. And we'll see you guys live again for next week's edition. Oh yeah, we're in the Hammerstein Ballroom. We've got 2,994 people. We'll see you guys for another edition of EPR Wrestling Weekly, live from New England as we were doing before, and also live on the radio. But that does mean we're getting to increase in 3 regions. And yes, we are getting around about 2,000 listeners to our show. I'm not going to say viewers like the game does, because the game registers as them as TV companies, not radio stations. So, yay. But yeah, listeners, thanks for watching. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us live on the radio. We're sold out tonight at the Bluebird Winery tonight in New England. In above it's Pro Wrestling, a Little Heat. Toots Esther, Marty Levy, Salvador Falos, and Floyd Marshall defeat Shriek Ali, Alfresh, Myers McLean, and Babe Caddock in 13:09. When Toots Esther defeated Myers McLean by pinfall. Turns the ring with Babe Caddock was head and shoulders burnouts. Floyd Marshall 43, Salvador Flores 30, Martin Levy 31, Toots Esther 27, Babe Caddock 64, Myers McLean 49, Alfresh 36, and Sheik Ali 38. No work for his 49D. In a superb match, Vernon Breedlove defeated Bill Curry in 13:11 by submission. Bill Curry 77, Vernon Breedlove 53. No work of roots. Beautiful. In a decent match, Jim Henry defeated Paul Murdoch in 14:57 by pinfall. Jim Henry 67, Paul Murdoch 50. Paul Murdoch in performance 62C. Not bad. In an exceptional match, Joe Stretch, Marty Angelo, and Jesse James defeated Mr. X, Alius, and Ed the Strangler Lewis in 2030 when Joe Stretch defeated Mr. X by pinfall. Jesse James 43, Martin Angelo 450, Joe Stretch 92, Ed the Strangler 95, and Eustace 65 and Mr. X 90. Nowhere Career 77B. In an exceptional match, Man Mountain Dean defeated Jack Sherry in 25:03 by pinfall, legally using the rope to leverage. Man Mountain Dean makes defense number 3 of his World Championship. Jack Sherry 87, Man Mountain Dean 76. Jack Sherry in Rumble and Performance. That's where the show ends with 75B-. I'll see you in 2 days' time for EPR All-Star Wrestling live. And the radio is doing us some good.